Hello, our most developed student. My name is Confident and welcome to our 24-minute lesson. This is the ultimate guide in maths, science, career guidance, as well as a sneak peek in my personal experiences. This is a channel that is designed with you in mind. Let us dive into today's lesson. In part 1 of the lesson, what we did, we looked at question number 1, and question 1 was solving for x, and so that was that. We did question 1.1 all the way to question 1.3. If I can just look at this, it was question 1.1 and we did up to question 1.3. So what I will encourage you to do is to grab hold of the previous video and ensure that you are covered as far as question 1 is concerned. Now let's look at question 2 again, guys. For those who are coming for the first time, this is grade 11 revision and we are preparing you for your final test or exam, whichever comes first. So look at question 2. If you're grade 11, this will assist you. Now watch this. It says 2.1, without using a calculator, rationalize the denominator and simplify. To rationalize, what do they mean when they say rationalize? They are saying express this without a denominator at the bottom. So obviously you have to take the calculator here. They say it without using a calculator. That's when I advise you grab a calculator, find the answer, and then work towards that answer. So the moment they say without a calculator, that's what you take the calculator and find out what is it, if possible, that I can work out with the calculator. So it's that over square root of 3, and then it's plus square root of 2 equal to, there is the answer, 5 minus 2 root 6. So this is equal to 5 minus 2 root 6. See this? Now the question is, how did the calculator work this out? So let's try this. So you have got root 3 minus square root of 2 over square root of 3 plus square root of 2. So now if I try to work this thing out, remember to rationalize. So what you do is, whenever you're rationalizing such a fraction, the focus is at the bottom. So what you do is you look at that sign, the plus. So you are going to multiply by the opposite sign, kind of not really an inverse, but you look at that. If it's root 3 plus root 2, so what you do, you say times, and then you have the same root 3, but it's minus root 2. So it's what is a difference of 2 squares here. You interchange the sign. So what you do on the top, you do at the bottom. Root 3 minus root 2. So you see that. So you multiply by, you focus at the bottom, and then you multiply, but don't forget to put the brackets. Why? Because of that plus sign and minus sign, you need to put the brackets. And when you're multiplying, remember you're expanding, is that one multiplying that, and going again this one multiplying that. Don't forget that. Even also at the top, it's very important for you to have your brackets, because what you're having is the first multiplying like that. You're opening up the brackets in a way, so that is what you're doing whenever you're working this out. So you just have to be careful for that. So what do we have here? So what we have is the top, root 3 times root 3. You need to know, when I multiply a square root and a square root, I get the number. So that is where you get 3. And then root 3 times negative root 3 times negative root 2. This is minus. So you also need to know, if I just take a calculator and say with the calculator root 3, and then I say times root 2. See, I'm using the same calculator to find such things. This is same as multiplying 2 times 3 and I square root. So you say 2 times 3, which is 6, but it's square root of that. And then minus 2 times 3 in square root is same as minus root 6 again. And then negative root 2 times negative root 2. Negative times negative is positive root, not root now. Since there is square root and square root of the same number, is positive 2. Divided by, now I'll still multiply also root 3 times root 3 is 3, root 3 times this is minus square root of 6. Square root of 6 times this, but this one is plus square root of 6, and then square root of 2 times this is minus 2. Now the only part you need to be careful, look at the bottom, minus square root of 6 plus square root of 6. That's what we are rationalizing. This always cancel out because it's a difference of two squares. Remember, in the difference of two squares, if I say x minus x, actually it's x squared minus y squared, what do I have? It's x minus y, and it's what? It's x plus y. See that? So in principle, you multiply the first here. When you're doing the difference of two squares, is the first and the last. Hence, even here, if I taken the first and I taken the last, it was square root of 3, square root of 3, it's 3. Square root of 2, square root of 2, it was going to be that. I think that. So the center ones, we're going to, in a way, what you do, they're going to cancel out. Now avoid these simple errors or silly errors, I'll call them, whereby now you want to cancel out the 3 like that, you want to cancel out the 2, because when you've got negative and positive, you cannot do that. It's not allowed in mathematics. You cannot. It's same as saying to you, if I say 2 plus 3 and then over 3, because of that plus, I can't cancel that 3. It's not possible. I must add first 2 plus 3, which is 5, divided by 3. So you can't use such steps whenever you're dealing with this. What do? You look at the top. Now you call add it, which is 3 plus 2. These are numbers. You add that. 3 plus 2 is 5. Minus, this is minus 6, root 6 minus root 6. It's 2 of them. So it's minus 2 square root of 6. That's what it means. It's minus 2 of these. So it's square root of 6 and square root of 6. You add them. Remember, minus and minus. If you can't, take a calculator again. It works for you. You say negative root 6 and then negative root 6. They won't find out that you used the calculator, trust me, because anyone can still use it. So I did it without the calculator. And now 3 minus 2, it's 1. And then there's the answer, which is 5 minus 2 root 6. And that's what we got in here. Alright, so that was that part. Now the next one is to solve 5 marks. Solve for x, and this is 5 marks. You don't want to lose out on this. Now check this out. It says x minus 2 root x minus 8, and this is equal to 0. Now what do you think? Now this is where you're solving. I do quite a number of problems in my other videos where I show you how to solve questions with square roots. Your first important part is to focus on that square root. Now I can do it like this. First of all, you can see that I've got 8, it can go this side, and I've got x, it can go that side. So x was positive, it will become negative after the equal sign. 8 is negative, it will become positive. That's the first thing I want you to identify there. So what will I have? It will be minus 2 root x is equal to, now it's positive 8, better to start there, and then minus x, or you can say minus x plus 8 is still fine. Anything will still do. Now it is here that the challenge comes. What do you do when it's like that? Remember, I have managed to take everything to the other side. That is a plus, that is a minus. Let it jump to the other side. If it can jump, let everything jump. Then from there, when you are given this, I'm allowed to do this. Minus 2 square root of x. So you're allowed now to say everything, let me square. Remember to deal with the square root, I'm not writing this the way I want there. It's minus 2 square root of x, right? If I want to deal with, I square, like look, I put a bracket and square. That's what is important there. That's all that you needed to do, which is equal to 8 minus x. What you do on the left, you also do on the right. Put a bracket and square. You just need to be careful. What does that square mean? What it means is that that has in it 2 brackets. That's what that square means. It means 2 brackets here. So it will be minus 2 root x and minus 2 root x is multiplied, which is equal to, I understand, but here on the right hand side, avoid this of saying that becomes that and that, and then you're saying it's 8 squared minus x squared. Avoid this trick. They'll trick you like that, which is wrong. You cannot say that. You cannot do that. That is suicidal, I'll say, because it's not proper maths. I don't know what to say, but if you guys do this, I will literally hold you with your ears and try to squeeze them a little bit so that you can feel some pain, because they always catch you there. What you do, what it means is also means the same thing. Do that, and then what do you have? You have got 8 minus x, and you have got 8 minus x. That's what it means. Expand. So here, that's where now it comes back to say you multiply or normal expansion, and then that, and then this goes and this goes, you see. But here there is nothing like that, because it's just multiplying the numbers. It's negative 2 times negative 2, because there is no other sign. It's just a multiplication there. Negative 2 is positive 4. Square root of x times square root of x, it's x. You see now where the whole thing was. So like that is equal to, that's where you say 8 times 8. Please, it's not 16. 8 times 8 is 64. My 8 times negative 8 is negative 8x there. It's negative 8x there. Negative x times negative x is positive x squared. See that? And then from here you're continuing. It's a quadratic equation that you're going to solve. Take this 4x to be this side. From positive it will become negative. Then you're left with nothing on the other side, where it's 0 is equal to. Now let's do everything arranging it according to the quadratic equation. Start with x squared. You know how to write that. So you start with what? X squared minus 8x minus 8x is minus 16x. You add, remember, use a calculator there if you're confused. Plus 4x to minus 4x is minus 4x, and then plus 64. Right? And when you continue again, you need to add. It's 0 is equal to x squared. This is now minus 16 and 14 is minus 20x, and it's plus 64. Okay, you can rewrite it as x squared minus 20x plus 64 equal to 0. It's already like that. It's a quadratic equation here. So what you do, as I say, I always prefer go straight to the quadratic formula. Avoid many things here. There is a 1 here. Your a is equal to 1. Your b is equal to minus 20. Your c is equal to 64. Go to the quadratic formula straight away, because there is no reason for you to try to use product and sum and factorize. It's possible. It's fine. If you are good, you're gonna do this. If you're good with factorizing equal to 0, so what are you gonna do? Factors of what? That's what you're gonna do here. You're looking at factors of 64, and factors of 64 is 1 times 64, 2 times 32, and it's 312, which is 4 times 16, and there you catch it, 4 times 16. So you're gonna have x minus 4, x minus 16. Then x was equal to, take minus 4 to the other side, is positive 4, or x is equal to that side 16. So someone can relate to what I did here, but if you can't relate, please don't take that step. Go towards the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus, it's more secure, this one, b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Then x is equal to minus 20 plus or minus square root of negative 20, but remember it's in bracket, squared. If you forget the brackets, we are out of the game. Minus 4a is 1, and c is what? C is 64. Okay, then everything divided by 2 and 1. Don't forget that square, the square there was supposed to be in brackets. Those are small things that sometimes make things come out of control in terms of why is it that you didn't get your right answer. So when you do that, let's look at it. Fraction minus b, which is negative 20 apologies for the background noise, guys, plus square root of bracket negative 20 squared here minus 4. My A is 1, my C is 64, and then divided by 2 and 1, like this, equal to 16. You see the first one, and then you go back, you delete minus and 4. See that? So x is equal to 16, the one that we got, and x is equal to 4. But is this the end? No. You come to the original here and you test it. You need to test always, because sometimes one of the solutions might be wrong. Always test. So we said what? X is equal to 16, or x is equal to what? Is equal to 4. Let's start with the first one. When x is 16, so you come here and say, it says x, which is 16, minus 2 square root of 16, and then minus 8. If it gives me a 0, that's good. There it is. It gives me a 0, means correct. The other one, what do I have? X is 4, remember? So we have 4. So you play back where there was 16, you just put 4. So you put a 4 there, and then we put a 4 there. Again, must give me a 0. There it is. You see, that's the wrong one. Let me repeat it again. X is 4 minus 2 square root of 4, and then minus 8. If I do that, I'm getting minus 8. So it means minus 8 is equal to 0. So you can see that 4 is not a solution. So you write it like that. X is equal to 16 and x is not equal to 4. Please always got that. So when you come here, the answer therefore becomes x is not equal to 4, but x is equal to 16. So here I would have said x is not equal to 4. It's not. They mark that. That's what they are looking for. All right. So let's look at the last one, 2.3. It's 4 marks. Simplify the following. This is 4 marks. Is what? Exponents, right? So what do I have here? I've got 3. Now 3 to the power. Look how some of you write exponents. They'll write them like this: x plus 1. Now you can't tell whether is this an exponent or what. Some they write it like this: 3x plus 1. That is wrong. Exponents must be exponent. The word exponent means this must be an index and a power at the top. Don't make it too big. And then plus 12, and then dot 3 to the exponent x minus 1. See, at the top, make it visible what you're dealing with, and then divided by 7.9 to the exponent x. And then look at this now. Everything here like this to the power 1 over x, again as an exponent. Am I right? Yeah, that is also a bit interesting. So let's do that. How do you ensure that you get your marks, your 4 marks here? You just need to be careful with a few things so that everything makes sense. Look, when they put a plus, I'll put a plus here. When they put a plus, you must know when it's exponent and it's a plus. What must you know? There is factorization. Such problems where x plus 1 is an exponent, x minus 1 with a plus sign, definitely you need to factorize. But let's deal with a few things first here. How do you factorize that? How does it become factorization at the end? This is what you'll be using. Remember the first rule of exponents: a to the power x times a to the power y is equal to a to the power x plus y. Remember that. I can write it like this: a to the power x plus y is equal to a to the power of x dot a to the power y. This is the same thing. I just wrote it this direction. If you agree with me, that's what we're going to do. That we're going to split this guys here, and then, which means if I just say to you 3 to the power of x plus y, you see what plus 1, not plus y, is same as 3 to the power of x dot 3 to the power of 1. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to do that here. in here we have got equal to 3 to the power x, right, dot 3 to the power 1 plus 12, but you can change if you want. You can actually convert this 12, but let's leave it 12 dot again 3 to the power of x dot now 3 to the power of negative 1. Remember, they say they don't want you to use a calculator, over 7. Now what is 9? You need to know 9 is what? 9 is equal to 3 squared, guys. So you need to convert everything. As you can see, things are in terms of x there. So it will be 3 to the power of what? 3 to the power of 2. See that? That's what I'm having. 3 to the power of 2 bracket x. Am I right? And then when you work that, everything else is to the power 1 over x. Are you seeing that? Just to check if we got everything. Yes, that's that. Now look at this. When I've managed to do that, I can, as I told you, that you are going to factorize at the end of the day. If I can look at the top, I can see that 3 to the power x is common. Look at this one, it's common for me. But now also, if I say focus at the bottom, this 3 to the power of 2x there is same as saying, it's allowed, it's same also as saying the 2 and x multiply is 3 to the power 2x. But I don't want to use that. I want to simply say, what is 3 to the power 2x? Is 3 to the power of x, right, dot 3 to the power of x. Why? Because at the end it will be 3 to the power of x plus x, which is what? Which is 3 to the power of 2x. My aim is having those kind of 3 to the power x. I see that. So that's what I'm gonna have there. So let's continue there. 3 to the power of x. There is now a bigger bracket outside. Let's maintain that one. What is remaining inside here? 3 to the power of 1 plus 12 dot, now 3 to the power negative 1. We can just check that with the calculator. It can quickly give you that is what? It's 1 over 3. If I say 3 to the exponent negative 1, you're allowed to know that that is 1 over 3. So it is 1 over 3. See that? It will help you to simplify there. Over 7 times, then I use that concept here. I want to not like that, but I want that one here, which is 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of x. There it is. That's what I want there, you know. And then from there, that's when I have this over 1 over x as an exponent. See, if it continues, look at this. This guy can go and this guy can go. I can cancel one of them, see, which is equal to, and then I can have also this guy cancelling, and 12 there, 3 into 12 is 4. Now 3 plus 4. What is 3 plus 4? It's 7. See that? Interesting. It's 7 at the top over 7 dot 3 to the power of x, considering whatever cancelled, and then everything to the power 1 over x. I see that. And then it continues to cancel, whereby the 7 further cancels, and then it cancels is equal to 1 over 3 to the power of x. Now everything to the power 1 over x. And you know, now for me to take 3 to the power of x to the top, what does is that part of saying, just to remind you, if I had 1 over a to the power of m, to take it to the top it becomes a to the power negative m. Still remember, so it will be the same thing here, to say equal to 3 to the power negative x, see, then everything to the power 1 over x. I see that, which is equal to, so you are multiplying, so it will be 3 to the power negative x times 1 over x. See that? Then when you do that, cancel there, which is 3 to the power of negative 1, which is equal to 1 over 3. We're back to that 3 to the power negative 1. to remove that negative is 1 over 3. Then that becomes your final answer. Now, such questions, I like testing them. If you check my previous videos, I always say let's test. What do you do? Choose any value of x. For example, let x be equal to 5. If I say put 5, it must reduce to this 1 over 3. The moment I say x is equal to 5, I must get 1 over any value that you think of. So let's test that. But I chose 5, but you can choose any. So I start with what? I start with a bracket. Not that. I start with a bracket, and then inside is a fraction, which is 3 to the power x. Remember, it's 5 plus 1. Any value, guys, any, plus 12 times 3 to the power, and then x, which is 5 minus 1. Alright, just that. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Okay, there it is. Don't know what was happening there, but I'm trying to play it down. Over 7 times 9 to the power of what? Of 5. And then from there, you say close the bracket, to the power of a fraction 1 over 5. See that? Then equal to, see, it always reduces to that, to what you have. So let's say you had your answer in terms of x. You put your x in the beginning, you put your x in the value of x in the original. The answers must compare. You must match the answers in the beginning and at the end. So if there was some power x at the end, you're still going to take that 5 and put it in the end and compare the answers. So guys, that's how we do this question number 2. In total, 12 marks. Not bad. Now in the next session, video 2, I'm going to be focusing on trig. Now I'll encourage you, give me some comments, give me some ideas. Are you ready for this one? So I'm already giving it in advance. Try it on your side. There is the question I'm going to bring. With this question, what do you think you're going to find as your answers? Try them out. It's 15 marks. And then check video 2 so that you can compare your answers. Remember, it's also important for you guys to get the practice. So check that next video that I'm going to be also loading and compare your answers. If you're not subscribed, guys, you're not doing justice to this channel, because it needs you to subscribe so that it can grow. So just subscribe, find yourself subscribing, sharing with your friends if it has been now benefiting you for some time, and it can also benefit someone. Thank you.